All right. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Looks like we've got a lot of people tuning in from all over the United States today. Just a few shout outs to do here. Looks like we've got Megan Caprice on, so welcome. We've got Neri and Michael, welcome. So wanted to get started today. Wanted to keep this pretty quick for you guys. I know your time is valuable. But we're very excited because right now we're helping to launch a business right now that is so exciting. It's taking the country by storm. Literally, people from all over the world just joining arms, and we're literally saving financial lives here. This is really exciting and fulfilling for me. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a doctor of business by trade, and my wife and I were doing pretty good. I was one of those people who believed that if you work hard and you studied hard, that you'd reap the rewards of life. And long story short, worked hard, studied hard, but what I found myself doing was basically working really hard and finding very little time for myself. And I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but either you have a lot of money and no time, or a little bit of money and a lot of time. And what I was after was a lot of both. Really, I was trying to find an opportunity for myself and for my family where I could literally be at the beach and be making money while I was at the beach, and get paid on vacation, whether I was working or not. And that's kind of the holy grail for me, finding time and money together. So today, you guys, if that's something that you guys have been looking for in your life, then this sure is for you. I'm going to go over what we're all about. So Tranat is the company, and our mission is to change the world change the world's economy one household at a time. And we're doing that through network marketing. And if you guys are new to network marketing, that's okay. Just think of Facebook. It really is the business of the 21st century. In this day and age, we're all networking. Whether we know it or not, that's what we're doing. And so might as well be making money while you're networking. And that's how I think anyways. So Tranat was started about 7 years ago by a gentleman named Lauren Berry. And I want to paint this picture for you. He basically found this Princeton study where they took a group of monkeys and they threw darts against the wall and chose stocks at random. And that team pitted those stocks against the world's foremost stock brokerages at the time. And the embarrassing thing for those stock brokerages was that those monkeys outperformed those brokerages. You can Google this study; it's still online. You can find that. And he thought, well, isn't that embarrassing and very silly? And those brokerages aren't cheap, right? Those are very expensive. They're out of reach for most people. And you have to have a lot of money to begin with to even consult with these guys. And so he thought there must be a better way. There must be a way to circumvent those expensive brokers and do the work yourself. And so he made it his mission to put into the hands of the everyday person the information that it took to invest in stocks from home. He came out with the first at-home stock analytics platform. Investing from home back then was not something people did. He pioneered that industry. And so he put that power back into the hands of the everyday person. And, he could have retired right there and then. He could have disappeared on a beach somewhere. But he didn't. He knew there was much more to becoming financially independent than simply growing money. You've got to have money to begin with, right? So there's something called the 5 Keys of Money Mastery that Lauren Berry came up with. And that's making money, something we're all familiar with. Saving money, maybe we're not as familiar with that as we should be. Managing your money, growing your money, and protecting your money. All of those 5 keys he knew was necessary to become financially independent or wealthy, or just a little bit more well-off than we're used to being. So he set out to start a new company that encompassed all of those 5 keys, and that's Tranat. And Tranat is an old French word That means rapid change, if for those of you like me who wonder what that word meant. So the cool thing about Tranat is we're headquartered in Sandy, Utah. We've also got a couple locations in Canada, and we've also expanded into some other countries, which is very exciting, and some more coming on the horizon, which is very exciting. So my story was, not only was I in the right mindset, right? I was ready to hear about Tranat, but I had a few friends who had basically quit their job, a couple different friends, and followed this company I had never heard of called Tranat. And so, you know, since I admired those friends of mine, you know, I wanted to know what they were up to, and I knew that they were smart people. And so the first set of friends that we reached out to, Catherine and Jeff Belleville, they came over our house one day and explained Tranat to us. They were able to replace their 6-figure income in 43 days. They tripled it in 90 days, guys. This is the company that's getting me retired. It's fantastic. I joined in October along with my wife, and we have never looked back. We've never regretted it. This is super exciting. So the first thing I want to talk about is Tranat's #1 goal is to free up money in people's households that they didn't know that they had. And what I mean by that is we're helping them mop up dollar bills that they're basically leaving on the floor. Okay. I like the way someone else put it. They said, there's a bunch of holes in your financial bucket. We're helping plug up some of those holes, because no matter how much water you pour into that bucket, if it's got a bunch of holes in it, it's going to drain out. So I want to talk about the core, and the core of services are a compilation of services, and we're using the power of economies of scale to make them very, very inexpensive and within the reach of the everyday person. You better believe these wealthy people, I mean, just pick one, you know, they're utilizing the power of these tools every single day. But as they say, you have to have money to make money, right? So we're overcoming these barriers by doing bulk services. We own all of these services within our company, and we're providing these to people for very, very inexpensive so that we can benefit from the power of these services. So the first product that I wanted to talk to you about on the core is called OneView. And OneView is basically learning about where your financial situation actually is. You can't get out of your situation unless you know the situation you're in. And if you're like most people that I know, including myself, sometimes I would just kind of bury my head in the sand. It was just less stressful to not think about how many dollars I had or didn't have. To know where you're at is a powerful thing. So first step, know where you're at. Second thing is it's smart budgeting. So it actually gives a snapshot of all of your financials in one view, and thus hence the name. So you're seeing basically what's coming in, going out. You're looking at your cash flow. You can see where you're spending your money, which categories. The #1 category right now people are wasting their money on is eating out to dinner. The second one I thought was really funny was actually Starbucks coffee. Strong branding, if you ask me. Kudos to them, but that's where we're wasting our money, guys. So you can set up these alerts, right? So if you get close to your budgeted amount for any particular area, it's going to send you a text message along with your spouse, if you choose, or maybe an accountability partner, and that'll help you stay on track. And we're finding people are saving about 10% by knowing where they're at, staying on budget, and freeing up some dollars to maybe put away for their retirement, right? Because we know there's a financial crisis right now. I don't mean to sound the alarms, but guys, it's out there. All you got to do is Google it. Google financial crisis. There's a report that just came out in 2017, February, from the Financial Institute on Retirement Security that says in a few short years, there's going to be more senior citizens living below the poverty line than there were during the Great Depression. And I don't know about you, but that scared me a little bit, but it's a sobering dose of reality, right? We've got to really recognize that we're not doing a good job staying on track. We're not doing a good job planning. We're not doing a good job with saving, right? So we need something, and this is in the report too. They recommend, hey, you got to do something, right? If you don't do anything and you expect different results, that's the definition of insanity, right? So we've got to do something. We've got to show up for ourselves, and getting onto a system that really trains you to stay on budget, on course, educates you onto financial concepts that you've never heard of before. I mean, going through so much of business school, there was so much in Trinot that I never heard about. I did not learn in school. And learning about these things that I wish I knew 10, 20 years ago. Guys, these are concepts that we're being taught, that you're basically learning how to put your money to work for you, which is a very, very powerful concept. And no one becomes wealthy until they learn how to make their dollars work for them. So the second product I want to tell you about, and that falls under the category of protecting your money, is Trinot Defend. And if you guys know anything about identity theft protection, this is what this is. That's the fastest growing crime in America right now. Scary statistic, but one of the ages that's most common for identity theft is actually adolescence, because those thieves know they have a little bit of time before they turn 18. And you know, I couldn't tell you when the last time I checked my kids' credit, and that was really a sobering fact for me. You know, I'm setting my kids up for failure if I'm not protecting my family. So what we're doing is we're really avoiding the heartache of having our identity stolen. I met a guy the other day, in the past 2 years, he had his identity stolen 4 times, right? The guy got arrested and put into jail because the guy who stole his identity trashed his credit, committed fraud, and this guy had to prove that he was really him and not the guy who committed all those crimes, right? So it takes a lot of time. It can cost a lot of money. Let's forego all of that, because we know our credit is super important in our financial lives. It really dictates everything we do financially. Interest rates, it can determine whether or not we get a job. So guys, this is really important to protect. They also do IT services, so they're going to protect your computer and your cell phones, because let's face it, guys, we're doing business and banking in the digital age. We're doing those on our devices nowadays. We're not really going into the banks, right? So that's an area of vulnerability that we need to protect ourselves and our family. So that's going to do that for you. Trinot TaxBot, one of my most favorite services as a business owner. So when someone signs up with Trinot, they become a business owner, okay? Now, a business owner can take around 100 write-offs per year, whereas just a regular old person who doesn't own a business, they can only take around 10 write-offs per year. And I don't know about you, but I want to hold on to every tax dollar that I can. I want to be able to use that for my well-being, not Uncle Sam's, right? You know, they're going to take their cut, but that's okay. But I'm going to maximize that through TaxBot. So TaxBot, if you're anything like me, I need things to be really easy to do. I need things to be automated, or I'm not going to use it. That's just me. I just know myself. So if you're anything like me, you're going to really love this. I've been a traditional business owner for many years. I'm an entrepreneur. I invest in real estate. And one of the biggest pains is having to write in that little booklet, track your mileage, and you know, get that 54 cents a mile that the government reimburses you for your taxes. So now I don't have to write in that little booklet, because oftentimes, again, if you're anything like me, you would forget to write in there one trip or another. If there's a hole inside of your mileage log, then it calls into question all of the rest of your mileage, right? If you're not using that logbook religiously. So I love this. If I go over 15 miles per hour, I just, it's on my cell phone. I download it. It works in the background. It's going to start tracking my trip. And then when I get to my destination, it's going to ask me, was this personal or was this business? I mark, well, this was a business trip, and I mark what it was for, and it goes up into the cloud and saves it. Same thing for my transaction. Guys, this this application, you could take a picture of your receipt. It actually reads the receipt, fills in the fields for you. It matches it to the transaction, so I don't have to waste time matching it to my banking information. Guys, this is as easy as it gets. There's a lot of free applications out there, but I would challenge you guys, definitely look up what are the IRS criteria for writing off mileage. You guys will find it's a scary truth. Those applications, most of them don't meet the criteria that the IRS sets to make those miles audit proof, guys. So this was developed by Sandy Botkins. He's the world's foremost authority on tax write-offs. He's actually the guy who trained the IRS for years on how to do audits. This guy knows what he's doing, and he says this is the only application that he knows about because he developed it that's audit proof, you guys. And so these receipts, no more storing boxes of receipts, no more drawers of receipts and pulling your hair out at tax time. Guys, this stuff gets loaded up into the cloud and it gets stored for you. So when it comes to tax time, you can just press a button and it prints out the reports. It's amazing. So guys, highly, highly recommend that. And guys, if you want to follow along with me, I forgot to mention, there is a link with the 1 through 9 sheet that I'm going over down below my face. If you click on the link in the comments section, you can pull that up and follow along with me. So the next service we've got on that sheet is Tranont Tax Credit Services. Sorry, Tranont Credit Services. Guys, this is my favorite service out of all the services. If you guys have ever come across someone who's had a bankruptcy, you'll know that stays on your credit for 7 to 10 years. That can pretty much hold your financial life hostage for that long. Guys, we can remove that for them, that bankruptcy, clean off of their credit report in as little as 5 months. If you've known anyone who's gone through third-party collections, if they couldn't pay a debt for whatever reason, again, you know, instead of going through credit counseling over a series of time, or, you know, just being hounded by those creditors, why not just have our company wipe that off and start fresh, and they wouldn't have to pay that, and they could move on, and it wouldn't be on their credit. How nice would that feel if you could offer that to somebody? I mean, that is such a huge weight that could be lifted. I have so many stories. Me personally, my credit score has gone up over 50 points. You know, I didn't have the worst credit, but obviously it could have been better, and they're still working on it. We had a guy on our team over 200 points in 3 months. Guys, this is an amazing, amazing service. If you go out and check out how much this kind of a service is to get on your own, you're looking in the thousands, okay? 3,000, 5,000. You'll find that out there. If you're comparing apples to apples, guys, this is a crazy awesome service. Tranont Legal Service. Now you have access to a lawyer. If you think it's similar to the concept of Legal Shield, if you know that concept, you know this concept. It's nice to be able to have a lawyer whenever I need one. As a business owner, I had a business that owed me $1,500. I was able to call Tranont Legal, and they were able to get me my money in 2 days, and I had been waiting for 3 months for that money. So, I mean, that was valuable to me. Oftentimes, people need about 3 hours of credit service or legal service a year. And the reason why people don't take those hours from a lawyer is because, let's face it, lawyers are expensive, $300, $600 an hour. I mean, you name it. So it's nice to be able to call up a lawyer anytime that I want and not have to worry about shelling out mega dollars for the legal advice that's going to help me become wealthier and protect my family and my business and my money. It's a huge peace of mind for me. The next service I want to talk about is Tranont Tax Service. So not only are we helping you track your mileage and your expenses, but we're actually helping you to do your business taxes. It's a lesson I had to learn the hard way, guys, back when I was doing real estate. I had a very good year. My first year in real estate, I was fresh out of the military trying to make things happen for myself and my family. And I sat down at tax time. I had my pile of receipts. I had my reports, you know, was ready to go. And I found out I was going to owe $17,000, guys. I didn't have $17,000. And so I got a second opinion. I went to another place on the corner and I said, look, I don't have 17,000. You got to help me. You got to, you know, they must have not known what they were doing. I have a ton of write-offs here. And they said, well, good news. We can get it down to 15,000. Right. And they're like, well, but you might get audited. I was like, well, neither of those options are very good for me. So, you know, long story short, my wife's talking to her boss and her boss is laughing at us going, why would you go to those places on the corner? Those guys don't know all the ins and outs of business. You guys got to go to a business CPA. So we go to the business CPA. She costs $2,000, but she gets us $1,500 back. So right then and there, I'm realizing the value of a business CPA versus the places on the corner. Guys, Trinot does business taxes. So I'm paying all this money, you know, for over a decade I've been with this lady. So now I don't have to shell out that money. What could I be doing with that money now? I could be putting away for retirement. I could go on vacation. You know, whatever it is I want to do. It's just putting more money into my life, which is nice. And then the last service on the core I wanted to talk to you guys about, mobile health. That's Trinot Health. And so if I get sick, instead of waiting 3 hours in a waiting room with my kids around all of these other sick people and who knows what they have, shelling out $140 a person for this you know, doctor's appointment. I don't have to do that anymore. The nice thing as a member of Trinot, I get to see a doctor on my cell phone through mobile health. That's telemedicine. That's the way of the future, you guys. If I need medication, they're going to send it to my local pharmacy. It's amazing. It's an amazing time saver, and it's saving me money. It's putting money back into my household, which I love. The second part of box 2 I want to go over is one of 3 ways to make money. And so that's through services. And so if someone chooses to do so, they can choose to go out and sell some services. And by the way, these services can also free up money in your household as well. I want to give you an example. So I was on a DirecTV before Trinot. I switched over as my own customer because as soon as I sign up for Trinot, I get a broker's number. Okay, and I can offer these services to friends, family, to myself. It doesn't matter. So I get onto Dish. I become my own customer. Now I'm paying $50 a month from $140. That's great. I'm saving money right there. But now I'm making money off of myself because I'm the broker on my own service. I'm making money off of myself, off of my own bill, which is nice. So now I'm making money there. And then I get to write that service off as a demo because I got to try my service out, right? I got to make sure it's good to go and that I can refer people to it and feel good about it. So now it becomes a write-off. Guys, this is crazy. Turning liabilities into assets. If anyone out there is a Robert Kiyosaki fan, which I am, he's all about turning liabilities into assets. Guys, this makes sense. Other services that we do, North Star Home Security Systems. I already mentioned Dish and Direct. Embysys. We've got Corporate Service Pro, which is tax and legal services for businesses. You know, the Platinum payment processing, credit card processing. How would it feel to make a percentage off of every credit card swipe of any random business that you can think of? That's a really easy business to refer to, by the way. I walk into a business, I say, hey, how would you like to make $500 today? They say, of course. I say, okay, 2 minutes of your time. All I need is a good time to call, your contact information. And if we can't beat your credit card processing rate, the company will send you $500. Okay, well, great, perfect. So I put the information. It's as easy as putting that information in my cell phone because I have an application. I run my entire business off of this application, guys. That's how easy it is. All the education's on there, the whole 9 yards. I put that information in there. The company calls them. I don't need to know a darn thing about credit card processing. The company will call them. They'll do all the heavy lifting. They'll do all the product education, everything. So when they sign up on my service, guess who gets a percentage off of every credit card swipe that they do. That feels pretty good. Making money while you sleep, you guys. This is the secret to becoming wealthy. That's what Warren Buffett says. Box number 3, how much are we talking about? We're talking about these services. How much money can I make? Here's a little example. Your very first service, you're at a 10% split. 11 through 20 services, you're at a 20% split. 21 services, you're at a 35% split. And the nice thing is if you sell anyone on the core and become an associate, the business owner aspect of what we do, if that's not for them, that's fine. They can be a customer. And that counts as 3 services. So you'd actually only have to have seven cores to qualify for the full 35%. But if you're looking here, it's $300 per month. If you've got 15 services averaging $100 a month, that's $1,500 in commissionable billing revenue times 20%. That's $300 per month, compounding as many times as you go out and do that. Let's say you get 15 services in 1 week. The next week you do 15 services again. Guys, you get the picture how this starts stacking up, right? The other thing I like about these services is, one of the things that I'm looking at as a business owner and as a doctor of business, I'm looking at how recession-proof these services are. I don't want to build this monster business and then just have everyone cancel when the next recession hits, because let's face it, that's going to happen. So I'm thinking to myself, is someone going to go out and cancel their credit card processing and their business telephones, for example, services that we offer if the next recession hits? No, that'd be crazy, right? They couldn't take calls. They couldn't take people's payments. Guys, this is recession-proof stuff. I really like to invest my time and my efforts into this stuff. And this is residual income. So you're doing the work one time, you're getting paid over and over and over again on the work you did one time, you guys. This is the way, this is the way of the wealthy, right? This is how you get wealthy. We're used to trading time for dollars. So you work, you get paid. You work, you get paid. You work, you get paid. If you don't show up for work, what happens? You don't get paid. You do this kind of stuff, okay? Residual services, residual income. You do the work one time, you get paid, you get paid, you get paid, you get paid. Guys, this is powerful stuff. It compounds. This is how you get financially right. So box number 4, I wanted to cover this here. To get started, it's a one-time $349. Now I know it says $495 right there. We're going to $495 starting the 1st of August. This is the last month that you can sign up for $349. Guys, I'm used to spending 6 figures for my real estate business. 6 figures every single property that I buy for a 3-4 figure return. It just depends on how it does. Guys, this is a 3-figure investment. I got excited. 3-figure investment for, in box number 7, I'm going to go over for potentially 5, 6, 7-figure return. Guys, that's only upside for me. I didn't spend a whole lot of time thinking about $349. I jumped right in. Richard Branson says, if you find a good opportunity, jump in and learn on the way. I help build businesses from scratch. We have a little saying that says, jump out of the airplane and put together your parachute on the way. It's the same thing, you guys. If someone offered you a McDonald's franchise for $349, would you do it? Of course we would, right? The sad part is those guys are making maybe $70,000 a year to $100,000 a year per restaurant chain. Guys, we can surpass that in this micro franchise model with way less capital. It's ridiculous. So I was super excited. Box number 5, I wanted to show you guys that your first 3 associates that you bring on board, I mean, think about the things that I've talked about already. If you know someone who's got bad credit, who's had a bankruptcy, who's under collections, or just would like to not work until they die, like I did, they bring on their first 3 associates. They get $100 a month from the company, right? That's offsetting, effectively making their monthly payment of, instead of $125 a month, they're spending $25 a month, right? So they're getting their first $100 a month. So it's one time $349, $125 a month. They get their 3 people. That makes it 25 a month. Then they show those 3 people how to get their 3 people, and they make the car bonus. Okay, guys, this is genius. The average car payment in America is $475 a month. If we are freeing up households from 1 or 2 car payments, what could they be doing with that money, right? This is the only company that I know of with a car program that you can earn at the beginning of the race rather than working so hard for a long period of time and earning it as a reward at the end of the race. The company is giving the car bonus to associates who have 12 people on their team. Again, that's getting the first 3 personals, and then them getting their 3 personals. You'd have 12 people on your team. That would be the FC rank once we go over box number 7. The company is now giving you $600 a month. You can go buy a brand new Jeep. You can buy a used Jeep. It has to be 3 years or newer. And for those who don't want to buy a Jeep, the company will still pay them half of the car bonus, which is $250 plus the $100 for the 3. So that's a total of $350 if you want to not buy a Jeep, but a total of $600 if you choose to go buy a Jeep. My wife and I qualified for our Jeeps in our first month, and I was able to replace 2 Tahoes I was paying close to $1,500 a month on, which is a lot of money. You know, at the time I wasn't thinking about it, but I turned those suckers in, and now I'm driving 2 brand new Jeeps that I'm not paying for, right? The company's paying for those. So what could I do with that extra $1,500 a month, right? Your wheels are turning, right? You're getting to see what I'm talking about here. All right, so not only is it freeing up money in people's household, which is creating a success story very quickly, right? But it's also providing social proof to people that this works, right? They're driving around a car that they're not paying for, right? How are you doing that, right? It's got the Tranat sticker on there. I want to drive a brand new Jeep, you know, and not have to worry about paying for it. I can't tell you how many people have asked me how they can do the same. So it's excellent, excellent marketing. It's social proof. It sells itself. Box number 7. I want to teach you guys a quick trick. If you can find the QGV column, that stands for Qualified Group Volume. I want you to cover up 2 zeros on the end of any one of those numbers. So we'll pick FC. It stands for Financial Consultant at the far left. If we cover up the last 2 zeros on that 1,200, we've got 12, right? We already know it takes 12 people to make that rank, and thus you can follow this over, and you can see that you're earning a team bonus of $100 and you're earning a Jeep bonus of $500, right? So pretty simple. The nice thing about this company is it's very transparent. You can tell if someone's a certain rank, you know how much money they're making. I like that. So let's go to my rank, 1-star SFC. You can see here that I'm earning, well, I have at least 100 people on my team, right? I've actually got over 150. By the way, I've only recruited 9 people into my business personally, and I have 150 people on my team. The nice thing is that the people I bring on, as they bring people on themselves, it's all counting for me as well. How good would that feel if you went to bed at night and you wake up and there's more people on your team because people that you signed up are signing people up, and so on and so forth. So that's really, really nice. It feels very good. I'm literally leveraging other people's time. Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1 hour of 100 people's time instead of 100% of my own. I think he said 1% of 100 people's time instead of 100% of my own. That's the concept that we're leveraging here, time leveraging. 1-star SFC, you follow that over, you've got 1,200 in your team bonus, you got 500 in your Jeep bonus, you got 100 for a retirement bonus. That's nice that the company's paying me to retire. Thank you, Tranat. Bonus pools, 700. Okay, sorry, for my rank, bonus pool was 1,000. So you've got $2,900 a month right there. My wife's another rank as well. So we're double dipping as we're building the same team. I can show people how to do that. The person who asked you to sign up, if any couples are out there today, they can show you on how to get paid twice on the work you on the same team that you're building, the one team, which is very nice. I take advantage of that. It also allows you to earn 2 Jeeps in one household, which is awfully nice. So you can see here, I've already done the math on the CEO position, but that pays $126,000 a month. I don't know about you guys, but I like to do things big. But the nice thing is maybe only $500 gets you excited. Okay, maybe that would change your life. I know of someone who $500 would have saved all their houses in foreclosure during 2008, 2010 time period. That could mean the difference between quality of life and living on the edge, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's choose your own adventure. You don't have to go all out and do this big, but it's hard not to. I'm just saying, people need this. People are on their knees praying for this tonight. Yesterday, last week. I mean, people are not in good shape, you guys. Okay, we're walking around giving financial salvation to these people that need this so badly, and I was one of those people. You guys, don't judge a book by its cover. Most of my friends would have said, this guy's got it all figured out. He's doing this, he's doing that. Guys, I was just broke at a higher level. So don't write anyone off. People like me and people like you guys need this. And if you're already successful, there's nothing wrong with becoming more successful, right? We don't want to be wasteful with our money. Box number 8, I wanted to cover real quick. The training and support is world class. We have the top 100 network marketers in our company. People are looking at our comp plan. We're the highest paying direct sales company in the entire world right now. The founders are extremely generous, let's just say. In addition to Lauren Berry, and I didn't get to cover this, but he's also partnered with 3 other founders. One of them helped start Ancestry.com. One of them helped start the 4 Foods Group. One of them used to work for Goldman Sachs. I mean, these guys are super smart, successful business people, billionaires and millionaires. They've been there, done that. They're sharing their secrets with us, with the everyday person, you guys. This is really neat. This is definitely something that I can feel good about doing. But the training and support is unsurpassed. My mentors jumped right in. I didn't know what I was doing. I had only worked a 9-to-5, guys, with the exception of my real estate. They jumped right in, helped me become successful. They grew me as fast as I wanted to grow, which was phenomenal. And then box number 9, getting started. Just get back with the person who invited you on this call, you guys. This is life-changing. We are expanding nationwide right now. There was only 15,000 people when I signed up, and my wife, and now we're over 25,000. I know as a researcher and a business person, I know if you can get into something early, that's good. Other direct sales companies I've been shown, I would have been the 3 millionth member. To be in the 15,000 range, guys, that's huge, okay? And we're only at 25,000. We grew by 500% last year. This is in the early stages. We're gonna be the fastest growing direct sales company in the world. We're gonna be a $1 billion company in no time. We're gonna be overriding entire countries. Guys, this is exciting. It's kind of like knowing about Microsoft before it took off. Guys, this is amazing stuff. We don't even need to sell this stuff, guys. People need this stuff. They're searching for it. They're praying for it. And all I have to do is be the connector. That is huge, you guys. So anyways, get back with the person who invited you in here. If this isn't for you, that's fine. If you're just a customer, that's great too. But there's tons of people out there that need this. They're praying for this. Guys, you know, we just need you to get the word out. So hope you guys enjoyed your time on this call. Thank you guys for showing up. I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next time.